What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part, I want to say 32-ish of my Total War Warhammer 3 Yuan Bo Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Yuan Bo attacked the Galleon's graveyard, winning the battle and destroying Count Noctilus's dread fleet for good, meaning that we no longer have threat here and we are ready to head back to Cathay in preparation for the endgame scenario. Grimgor is also nearly done as he was defeated by Jishu over at Ice Spewer and has, I believe, 3 territories left to his name, which should fall relatively shortly. I suppose if we really wanted to, we could leave one, but if he's friendly with Archaon, we probably shouldn't, as they wouldn't be getting into combat with each other. I also have to wonder where Bok the Lethal here is going. Is he trying to jump over the mountains to head towards us? Because he seems to be ignoring all of these AI enemies in favor of coming down here for some reason, but I guess we'll find out when we get there. Anyway, in terms of what we gotta do this turn, let's check it out. I don't think that there's all that much. I suppose we could try to send Admiral Shu Kang back out into sea for combat, but there still has not been enough island respawns for him to fight all that much. I mean, I guess we could, but at the same time, there may not be much reason to do so. Maybe during the endgame scenario, a Chaos Dwarf army will spawn here. As I recall from the last time I did it, during the ZHAO campaign, there was one that spawned out here in Lustria, so we may have Shu Kang deal with it, and that would be an interesting army, as his army wouldn't be super adept at fighting those guys. Anyway, let's see if anybody else needs to move this turn, but I don't believe so, which means we're ready to end said turn. Garrison Lord, unassigned skill points here, not move, building upgrade available, and end your turn. Alrighty, and one of the tech thieves, alright, I was going to send you out to see about Morgur, but I don't believe that's necessary anymore. Since we're not going to bother trying to hunt him down at this point, once again, I would have loved to get the Morgur defeat trait on literally every one of the dragon siblings, but the problem with hunting the beastmen is that they always melt away into those trees, and then when you can't find them, it's you waste too many turns chasing them around. Military access for Queen Khalida, I don't think so, considering she's at war with both Thorek and... Oh, would you look at that? Krasgrag declares war in the Bloody Hands. Both at war with Thorek as well as Krokgar, so not gonna bother with that one. And we're good. Alrighty, what do we have here? Demon's Bane. Once again, this is for all armies. Or destroy unit of Jade Warrior crossbows. This is probably too small of a fight to bother with. I actually forgot that our caravans were still out there. I just thought to resolve this. Probably going to damage our army way more than necessary, but, well, heal it up and keep going. Alright, Amateur discovered. Rite of Awakening performed. Sure, faction destroyed. Broken Axe. Oh, nice. Those guys were being quite concerning. Yin healing we don't care about. Character experience gained, sure. Sky Lantern for our new recruiter. Oh, not the new recruiter, the other recruiter. Alright, well, there are multiple recruiters. You, recruiter, head over here to Jianxi, which needs one more turn to be able to start building everything. Fantastic. We're about to double our rate of new army production, which is just swell. Then the Jishu Ferry needs to grab its new units, which is this, putting it up to, what, 15? And just to double check, it may be complete or it may not, depending on if I have this correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units won't be moved, and therefore it is indeed complete. How's the Astromancer in here? Is wise? We can keep him in here. I was just wondering whether we should move him out, but that's another ferry complete. Beautiful. And Jishu Ferry, move on out. Jiao Ming Ferry, keep on moving. And Miao Ying Ferry, start moving out here as well. Got all these dwarfs running around and trespassing through Goldtooth. Goldtooth is gonna attack them, and they're probably gonna draw us into it, no less, but, well, I don't see how we can avoid it at this point, unfortunately. Okay, who needs to recruit what then? So you need to be recruiting for Dingjun, who then needs to get more. Where are we here? Jade Lancers. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our Jade Lancer army, as well as the Warbear Riders and Demigryph Knights from our allies, a couple of Longmas, and a couple of Skyjunks to keep the army mobile. Alright, so that'll put this up to 14 minus 2, the 2 incarnates of elemental incarnate elementals of beasts, and you have both the alchemist and an astromancer. Oh wow, your alchemist is at level 13. I feel like we could do better. And your astromancer is at level 23, which is probably fine. Plus he's trained, so I think we'll leave him alone. All right, so let's get you a new alchemist then. Probably one of the ones that we have here. Alrighty, so alchemist, no, you're an astromancer. You are an astromancer. You are a astromancer. You're an alchemist then. And you have what? Crafty enabled ambush? You know what, why not? That kind of works with the cavalry army. It feels like an army that would do good ambushing. Let's do that. Increase mobility, plus it'll help you actually reach that army all the faster. Also, Fairy, just need to make sure that you actually have your route marcher, and then you can maximize your increased mobility for this army. Beautiful. And then we'll get it ready to go in only 2 turns. Alright, we also need to figure out who's going to move into the gun army and then also the Air Force army, so both of them at the same time, though I don't know who's going to be recruiting what as yet, so you can just sort of hang around between these 2 armies. Lovely. We also need to not forget that Yuan Bo's army also needs a retrofit, so still gotta do that. Anyway, Yuan Bo, head out to the Shrine of Sotek, past it, and then down into the sea lanes. You, Lion Army, land back, and can you get your last war line? Just to prepare. Nagaroth, we're at 9, so not yet, but soon. Alrighty, and then the Admiral is fine. Let's do the rest rather in order. Miao Ying, do you... Oh, hello. Now, what are you gonna do, Bok Lethal? I would actually love for Miao Ying to have a chance to fight you. Not sure whether that's gonna happen. You know what? Stay here. There's probably no need to fight this, frankly, because it's quite weak. But maybe, just maybe... Wait, what? Oh, it doesn't even have walls? Wait, siege vehicle's not available. I guess it's a minor settlement then? Interesting. I thought that Saber Mountain would have walls despite being in the Ogre's homelands, but surprisingly not. Alrighty, well that's great for them. Let's see if Bok the Lethal tries anything. Skaven ambush stance might allow him to, jump Miao Ying. That might actually be kind of concerning. You know what, you go here. I'd actually be curious if Miao Ying would survive. Well, the thing is, she would survive, but would her army survive, is the question. You know what, just in case, I guess for both of you, yeah, this army would also be very much in trouble if the Skaven came a calling. At least with their ambush. Let's get Miao Ying her stuff. First of all, Earthblood, which we use constantly. Master of Storms is fine. Missile Mirror, I'm reasonably sure we won't be using too much, but nonetheless, I like all of the spells that we have here, but we also want Rally, and we most definitely want Fast Hands to power up all of the range units, and I guess Stand Your Ground couldn't go amiss as well. We do have a couple of lines, or one line and a couple of Terracotta Sentinels in the final form of the army, so we should probably also have Unified Charge, which leaves us only 2 points and not enough to get Arcane Conduit, but close to it. Let's go for 1 point in Earthing. You are maxed out in magic, so fine, go for magical reserves and then into this. I would actually still like to make her into a fighter, but, well, I'm not sure that we'll have the points for it. Although maybe we might. Nah, if we spend 5 more, we should still be able to max her out. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Then let's get you your points as well. You already have Mentor, because apparently I got that at some point. Earthing, Magical Reserves, Arcane Conduit, definitely Final, Transmutation, and Transmutation of Lead. I don't care for Plague of Rust, but it is the only spell left. And thus we'll do it, and then lastly we'll go for Wind Harmony, because the spell resistance is always worth your time. Alrighty, Jishu, you're in the same boat, essentially, here, so let's get to you. Spell-wise, you're pretty okay. I mean, we could get you Stone Gaze if we wanted to. You don't need Blades of the Bastion or Looming Lanterns in your particular army. I don't really use Jade Shield all that often, except in clutch situations, but it is nice when we have it. Well, you have 3 lions, so let's give them armor by putting Stone Gaze to the max. And Unified Charge already buffs them, so we're fine otherwise. Alright, let's get 1 point again into Might of Heaven and Earth. Might give us a more reason to use it. Alrighty, and then the Astromancer as well, who is basically maxed out as well. So Wind Harmony, Urnon's Thunderbolt, and Range Discipline, meaning he's maxed. Beautiful. Alright, well, good luck to Buck the Lethal if he wants to attack. He is, well, perfectly suited to do so. Zhao Ming, you... Ah, damn, I was hoping to be able to reach the challenge stone with you, but instead I think we'll go through Blizzard Peak. So the problem there is that I wanted to have Ding Jun move up to Plains of Zhenbai Jin and Floating Mountain, but that may not be super effective. Let's find out. Although then again, his army doesn't really matter in the sense that we're replacing it, and yeah, it'll kill off half his army. You know what? Siege for a turn or two. Oh, you will suffer attrition if you siege? Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, we could just auto-resolve it and then move back. Alright, I think we'll do that. Because he's going to get every single unit in this army replaced, other than his heroes, which are not going to get... And yes, I know that we could just fight this, but it's a waste of time. Look, it's goblins and orc boys and hare boys, tier 1 units. Even the auto-resolve should know better than to kill off our units like this, but whatever. No big deal. And if you're going to suffer attrition anyway, do we raise this, or do we keep it so that we can move between the territories temporarily? Just keep it temporarily. And then we'll either send Zhao Ming or maybe Jishu up here. Well, maybe we'll send Zhao Ming down to meet Miao Ying instead, and then they can essentially sit around Jarna Grund waiting for Yuan Bo to join them. Alright, let's see if anybody else needs to move. Sentinels obviously do not. All the fairies have moved, yes? Who are you again? Oh, you're the Lion Army, yeah? Let's go with Tianji, just so I don't forget. Tianji, the Jade Lion. Jade Lion? Why not? Or maybe some other kind of lion. Whatever, it's fine. She does have Earth Blood, which kind of matches the theme, so and that's fine. And I believe we are good with the rest of this, unless I'm mistaken. So that's another end turn. Wait, buildings. Not that there's going to be a lot, but buildings got to be buildinged. That's a word. You need to get, let's see, I guess one of these buildings you are gonna go for. One of these. Your growth is actually fairly decent considering the fact that we're 100% into Yang Harmony. Recruitment cost -30 and recruitment rank +3, local recruitment rank +2, it's not too bad. Then I guess we'll get a Celestial Tower just for the capacities. Next up, you are going to get a Celestial Beacon. I'm not actually having to pay any attention to our money because we don't need it at all. And all of this will be abandoned or traded, but probably abandoned, frankly. If this was mountainous terrain, we would have traded it, but it isn't, so we're not gonna. None of this helps us in any way, right? Just to double check. No, I don't believe it does. Alright, let's do that, and then Stone Sky Foothills will be traded away as well, or abandoned actually, so we're good. So skip, unassign heroes, buildings, and turn. Hopefully damn, somebody else still needed to move. Alright, you were gonna go after Bok the Lethal and try to stop his army, or slow his army, or whatever the actual move is called. Block army? I think it's block army. Haven't been using it a lot in this campaign, admittedly.
What honor you do?
Alright, Marcus Wolfhart, what you want? You want us to military lines? No, because you're going to attack the lizards probably, or the lizards will attack you, and then it'll be ugly for us. Well, actually, it'll be ugly for the lizards, but frankly, we don't need to show them again that we would dominate them if they tried it. Bok the Lethal, where did you go, my friend? Great Orthodoxy and the Ice Court have confederated. Well, that's fascinating. Kislev Outpost lost. Oh! The Orthodoxy confederated. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. A new regional power. Following a string of impressive victories, Dada's the force has become a major power. It is imperative for us to make plans to deal with them, either with overwhelming military force or cunning diplomacy. That's a new thing, right? I don't recall that having ever been a thing before. Now, the problem with losing out on Kislev's units is that we were building... Okay, no, wait, we didn't build this from Kislev. We build the 2 incarnate elementals from Kislev, but we still have them. Alright, so that's fine. I was worried for a few seconds there that we would have lost the units that we had recruited, but apparently that is not the case, so we are just fine. Also, before I forget, you need to get inspiring recruitment. and I guess one of these, not that it'll matter, but more importantly, Astute General, all the way through to the Great Bastion. So Quartermaster, and let's go with Iron Disciplinarian, and then the Great Bastion. More recruit ranks, and just to make sure that everybody recruiting here in these armies is maxed out. Next up, Yuan Bo, you need to head through the sea lane
March for your rations.
and return to Cathay. Though you'll have to travel through the Cathay. Maybe we'll have you go down the river. It might be faster, although then again it might not, who knows. Have you reached the place yet? Certainly taking his time to travel, there you go. And Rift entered. Oh, fare thee well to Lustria at last. I'm sure his troops are very happy about the homecoming. We can probably just auto-resolve this, frankly. I was hoping that we'd get to... Really? Huh, okay, poor Jishu, that is not great. So you know what? You are going to go into encamp stance. Then you're going to move into a spewer, which will prevent you from healing. Because... Okay, wait, no, we can fix this. Then we'll trade Ice Spewer to you, like so. And is there any more Join Wars? Ah, Wintertooth and the Bloody Hands, go for it. Thank you. Then, having traded that, Jishu, you are healing once more. It is unfortunate that we have to do that in order to heal, but it is what it is. And it's not a big deal either way. You should easily be able to auto-resolve this garbage, because they have no chance against you. Let's just head towards the end game. We will occupy this briefly just to heal up, and then we will trade afterwards. Hey, Assault Expert. Nice. Channeling stuff, not great, but we don't particularly care. Don't bother collecting the income. And let's continue. Jiao Ming. You can join MIAO Ying shortly. I guess you can move into a spewer for now. Both of you are still waiting for your fairies as well, though they do draw closer. Speaking of, Jiaming Ferry, please move out this way. And where is the Jishu Ferry? You move out this way. I mean, I guess we'll travel through the Mountains of Morn as well. I mean, you could go around this way, but, well, whatever. I guess it ultimately won't matter that much. Dingjun Ferry, do you have everything that's needed? As in, everything being currently recruited is for you, yes? Yeah, I think that's the entire army completed. Unless I'm mistaken. Which means... Wait. 14 rather. And this will be at 16... Are we missing one? Oh, because he has his own Astromancer. Okay, we're fine. Admin, sorry, it happens. It has to happen. Alright, then, let's start getting some more Terracotta Sentinels. We need them for various purposes. You need to begin making the Air Force Army, which means... Where are the Skyjunks? Oh, the Skyjunks need to be built next. Okay, so you can't build Skyjunks yet, that's fine. Air Force is gonna have some Crowmen, because... I'll be sad if we never get to use Crowmen again, and because they're too cute. And then we'll go for 4 Great Long Marauders. Man, you can recruit plenty. And you do have the Harmony +1, yes. You can't build Skyjunks. Actually, without the ability... I mean, I guess you could build some more Terracotta Sentinels. Let's do that. Not going to be useful for the gunnery army, but it will be useful for another army. And since it'll take Yuan Bo a little bit of time to get here, although we should actually prep his army for when he gets here, so maybe we'll start recruiting that shortly, especially with Recruiter Tang after he's done next turn. Anyway, actually, wait a second. Can any of you... No, unfortunately not. Ayatane. Yeah, we don't have enough to get a Star Dragon yet. 45, not crazy. Can't build one of here. What about Avalon? 58. We would be able to build 1 Star Dragon out of here if we wanted it. To go with Yuan Bo. Funnily enough, I actually would have preferred Coatl in his army over the Star Dragons. They would have worked much better, but, well, unfortunately, we don't have the ability to do that. None of the lizards wanted a defensive agreement with us, as weird as that may seem. Well, to be fair, we did betray Itza, kind of, I guess. If they're holding grudges or whatever. Anyway, let's do the buildings and then let's keep on going. Gotta get to that endgame announcement, which is what I've been itching to hear. Pome. I guess you can... Oh, you already have one of these. You know what? Just in case, I want to get defenses here. I'm pretty sure an army does get summoned here during the end game. Not 100%, but I remember one from ZHAO, and I don't actually know whether it's random or not, though. Are you in perfect harmony, Pome? No. Oh, you're still in growth form. Oh. I will probably deal with that right now. You are gonna go trade exchange. You are gonna go trade exchange. Then you are going to switch to, I guess, administration center, like so. Alright, harmonious. One of you... Wait. Do we have any more buildings that apply harmony? No, so if we build one of these, we'll be disharmonious. Not that it'll matter all that much. Or we could just delete one of these. I'll think about it. Either way, that doesn't change matters. You need to be one of these, you need to be, let's say, one of these, and then you need to go for Astromancer capacity? Say Astromancer capacity. Or wait, that's Alchemist capacity, but close enough. Not important. Alright, and the rest of the admin, or the rest of the buildings here are just stuff that's going to be traded away anyway. Alright, then we need to get a new tech up and running, which I believe is going to go along my bridles. And wait, casualty replenishment. I lied. Why must I lie? Oh wow, plus 15% for Terracotta Sentinels. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I gotta keep up with that... with that stuff, if nothing else. Alrighty, now, unless I'm mistaken, we are good. Let us double check. Everything's good, so we can skip, unassign skill points, heroes, caravan dispatch. We don't need to send caravans anymore. There's no real purpose to doing it. And building upgrade available, that's fine in the turn. Let's hope that announcement comes shortly. Castelton, you want a military alliance? Oh, Mr. Betrayer Alliance now wants a military alliance. Yeah, sure. In fact, what I should probably do is give him some cash. He now has to defend a lot more territory than he had previously, and I'm actually shocked that the regular Kislev was willing to confederate. I don't know whether the AI has that confederation mechanic that Kislev normally does, you know, when they have to compete and then one of them confederates the other. Maybe it does. Maybe it's a forced confederation. Well, if it does, great for them. Hey, the Orthodoxy is a great regional power as well. They weren't before, but now that they've confederated, fair enough. Is that Archaon? Nah, it's not Archaon. It's merely a Villatresca. Oh man, that name really brings me back. For those who watched my Nakari campaign, or for those who didn't, I guess, I named every single agent Villatresca in the campaign. I don't even remember why I did. I think it was that was at the time when the name generator was all screwy and giving everybody similar names, and I was just like, yeah, you know what, fine. Let's have everybody have that name then. And that's what I did. Ooh, also, before I forget, you now can get your last line. Yes. There we go. 4 war lines, 4 jet lines, then a pile of jade lines as well. Hopefully we get an army for that army to fight out of a spawn. Now, where are you going? Oh, it's just a rebel, okay. I was worried that they were headed towards the Dragon Isles here, which would have been unfortunate since they're undefended at the current time. Almost tempted to say we may want to put an army there. Anyway, Dingjin Ferry. Take everything from this. Other than the Incarnate Elementals.
The heavens will provide answers.
Like so. You should be at 19 out of 20. Perfect. Then you can start heading north to Dingjin, but I think you will head up north via the Bastion instead of via the mountains. I should have gone by sea up the... Okay, whatever. Not important. Alright, away you go, my friend. And let's just, out of curiosity, Jade Lancers... Yeah. They do outstats the Demigryphs and the Warbear Riders in some ways, but they would still get ripped apart by them. And obviously these guys have no veterancy as yet, though they will. And this army has Skyjunks instead of other stuff. Why? Because I would like the Skyjunks to provide some nice mobile artillery fire. Yeah. And on top of that, these guys have a yin harmony, so they can hover over stuff and still do damage. Lovely. Okie dokie. Anyway, you now need to start building Yuan Bo's army, which means Celestial Dragon Guard. He has, I want to say 6 of them. Oh, I can't select his army now? Damn. Well, my bad. You are still building your Air Force army, though it's actually getting very close to being complete. Let's move you back here. And we also want to start on building the 5 sky junks that need to be part of the Air Force so that they can have aerial artillery. Isn't that fantastic? Alrighty, and that should be the army. Dingjun Ferry has moved. Let's see who else needs to move. Alright. Lots of moving ferries around. And up we go, but hey, at least the first one's nearly there. Hold on to this, Jishu. I would like you to move up north towards Plains of Zenbai-jin, and it's not very well defended, so you're fine. You are going back through to the Bastion, and frankly, all of your forces can be freely deleted, but whatever. Jiao Ming, you're going to move towards Miaoying. The 2 of you will stay together, stand together, die together, etc. Alright. Miao Ying, make a peace offering of some warpstone dust. Admiral Mujin Sentinel, good. Miao Ying, don't need to move right now. The less admin we have to do in the next few turns, the more likely we will be to activate the End is Nigh, which should be at maximum, I think, in 5 turns, unless I'm misremembering. But it's coming soon either way. Alright, and let's also get another one of these. Text. Casualty replenishment, upkeep. I don't care about the upkeep. All right, fine. Let's just do this. Frankly, we're gonna get everything, so it doesn't really matter. But there's probably still at least a few. Oh, let's do this one. Sentinel rights. Yeah, there's still definitely at least a few things that are important. Devastating flanker charges, more charge bonus for various cavalry units. I don't really care about the peasant buffs.
Even now, we learn.
It would be nice to just be able to tell the game to automatically research. I don't think that there's a way to do that in the same way that there is a way to automatically build buildings, and just so we don't even have to select it anymore. And because at this point we'll just have everything by the time the end game is up and running. Anyway, let's continue building what we can build everywhere we can. I will probably deal with the additional levels of harmony between the episodes, and ooh, the 9th wall is going to be up and running. Nice. And good luck taking this place. And while I was going to make it into a fortress city, actually surprising that the 9th wall doesn't come with any defenders. Just in case, while I doubt that Nangao will fall, very doubtful of that, I will nonetheless think that... Also, do we want harmony here? Probably not. Probably not. Let's do... Well, maybe. You know what? I'll figure it out. It's not super important. Dragon's Death and this place will all be traded, and then the rest of you are looking good. Beautiful. Alrighty. Everybody else has moved. Recruitment is happening. Yuan Bo is still moving through his sea lane, which means another quick end turn. And heroes, blah blah blah, outpost upgrade, caravan dispatch. Oh damn, I should have done the outpost upgrade. Also, do we want to send anybody up here? I mean, you know what, once these 2 are together, maybe they'll move to the Skaven lands for at least a few turns before the end game. Who knows, they might run into Archaon, possibly, before the Chaos Dwarfs arrive. Somebody suggested send them on a drill up there, and it should be a viable option, if nothing else. Is there anything else? You know what, there was one thing else. Oh wow, our money's down to 40k.
With us.
Wait, not trade. I want to go payments, and I want to give you some cash.
Obedience is devotion.
I'd rather, you know, he's holding so much territory right now, he needs to have the money to, A, be able to build it, and B, be able to build up armies, so enjoy. Although a few factions I'm sure won't appreciate that, it'll make Castelton a little bit more liable to hold on to territories. Yeah, see, the Lorelorn, for example, doesn't like that very much, but, well, that's Lorelorn's problem. End turn. We also probably want to get at least a few more battles out of the way so we have 4 steel and 4 stone tokens again, because we do want to get them maxed out before the end game arrives. So that we can get one more faction-wide buff with whatever it was called.
Be still. The Dragon Emperor's eye is
What you want, Cetra? Military access, why? What does that give us? You're in the middle of nowhere, and everybody around you hates you. But I presume you like us because of that thing the Tomb Kings have, where they like powerful factions. I actually really feel like a few more factions, not just the Tomb Kings, should probably have that sort of thing. Let's see, war declared, Spine of Sotek, Dwarfs, and Deserters of Katep irrelevant. Here, ready for duty, a tech thief, technology researched, Norscan dogs, leadership when fighting Norska, be at war with cool, journey complete, Yuan Bo is returned. Lovely, heirs of Morcane. Nowhere near us, right? Nope, they're in them. Oh, right, they always spawn here. I remember them screwing me over in the Malekith campaign. Hopefully they don't just come down here. We shall see. Anyway, Yuan Bo. You, my friend, need to move. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, you do have 6. Perfect. Then I would like Recruiter Tang here to recruit the rest of your units. So, you'll need to replace the lines. We'll get their names back up, but, you know, I'd rather have them at max armor. Alright, there we go. So that's the Lions, that's the Celestial Dragon Guard. Presuming that... Well, we don't need the Fire Rain Rocket, and probably we don't need the Great Longbow Rider. I'm actually quite tempted to get a second drum in this army. Considering the amount of melee units, that may be worth more than just another melee unit. But then we'd have to replace the Empress Crowman, and I feel like if anybody should have Crowman, it's probably Yuan Bo, even if he does have no specific buffs for him, personally, for them. Anyway, Avalorn. Since we can't get Coatl, let's get a Star Dragon to replace those Longbow Riders, or at least one of them, and it might be that we can only get one, because we don't have the allegiance to get the second one. Which would mean we'd have to keep the Longbow Riders. We have a Moon Dragon here, Moon Empress, Moon Dragon. We could do that if we wanted to, or we could just keep waiting for another Star Dragon. I will think about it. That's fine either way. Or we could just go 2 Moon Dragons instead of just going for, you know, gotta get the best thing. I don't know. Man, there's a significant disparity in armor between these guys, isn't there? You know, waiting a few turns probably won't make that much of a difference, so I think we're fine. I think we're fine. And then the rest of these units shall be replaced. The Fire Rain Rocket isn't necessary. You are thus good. You are nearly done as well. So, let's do this. Prepare your army for fighting. Crowman, and then you have room for... What are you missing? You will have room for... 5 Sky Junks. You would potentially also have room for an Alchemist or a Lore of the Heaven. Well, I guess we should probably have an Alchemist or an Astromancer. You have Fleet of Foot. The one problem with this is that they're both going to have a pretty difficult time running away from enemies. Crafty, solid. Man, these are level 47 now. Not bad at all. Reminds me of the Zatan campaign. Recruiting anything and everything at max ranked. Actually 49, not 50 for some reason. These feel like they would be better off on... Crafty, maybe? I was about to say these feel like they're better off on... whatchamacallums.
Astromancer of Grand Cathay.
1 second. I'm getting distracted by my cat. They would be better off on the Wuxing War Compasses instead. Anyway, Jade Wind Mountain. You know what? Let's get the other 2 in here. I doubt that they'll be needed at the current time, but who knows? Martial artists. Anybody that would be stronger when on a War Compass, which do tend to get targeted. Anyway, the rest of you are good, which means we can now start moving, or continue, I should say, moving the ferries where they need to go. Up here, Miao Ying Ferry up here, you're drawing closer and closer to Miao Ying. Jiao Ming and Miao Ying, you two, march stance. And you're both okay, right, in terms of your HP. You're gonna get further away from the ferries, unfortunately, but it's not a big deal. I would like you two to go up north and see if you can find anything. Tech Thieves, stay here. And Jishu, you are going to go into march stance, which will be all the way to here. Oh, now, you know what? Stay in Greece's territory. Hopefully you can still heal. Yeah, stay in Greece's territory and heal. Dingjun, you need your new army units, and you're going to suffer attrition, but it doesn't matter because the rest of your army is going to get destroyed. These guys need to be destroyed as well. Stop trying to assassinate our heroes, damn. Oh, so annoying. And Granite Spikes, I think we're finally ready to abandon you. I just want ruins all around. Alright, the rest of that looks good. Yuan Bo has moved, and I know it's turning into a very much an administrative episode, but, well, it does happen on occasion. Sentinel, especially as we're trying to get the end to be nigh. Just double checking if anybody else here needs to move. Dingjun Ferry, yes, alright. I had forgotten you, and I had just moved Dingjun, but not his ferry, which is wrong. It's so very wrong. Alrighty, and then you will also be ready with your army. If you're wondering why I have the Bandits of the Silver Road in here, it's because they have stock, and we need a ground unit for an air army. Which technically you are currently a ground unit, but, well, you'll be on the long mine instead to be with the rest of those. Anyway, the rest of this looks good to me, I believe. We just have buildings to go, though there ain't much of those either. Another tier 5, lovely to see. Another tier 5. Everything's getting maxed out before the end, looks like. Alright, and at least the volcanic islands will be easier to defend. And oh my, the Bastion is starting to level up as well. Fantastic. Alright, skip, unassigned, building upgrade, outpost available. Ah, didn't skip you this time. And it's back in Erengrad. And another outpost upgrade, and right here in Twisted Glade. Fantastic. Caravan dispatch, no. Thank you, but no. And turn. Let's see if we can find ourselves an Archaon or some Skaven to deal with. Or, let's see if we can't get that end to be properly nigh. I'm happy either way. I'm not picky. The Golden Order has attacked the Creeping Death. I'm shocked that the Creeping Death is still alive. Absolutely shocked. That's the little tiny orky goblin faction that's in the Griffin Wood, right? Or Forest of Gloom, rather, not Griffinwood, that's Drika. Forest of Gloom, yeah. How are you still alive? Thoric, no, we have enough Dwarven allies, and frankly, we don't need to get into a war with Khalida when she is relatively close to our territories. And she already likes us. Frankly, everybody except the northern factions, Chaos factions like us, so we're looking pretty good. A Rite of Awakening performed, wounded another Tech Thief. Stop wounding our Tech Thieves, and they're at level 22. Tech researched, great. Wailing Banner for doing something. Let's get Horse Bonding for that little bit of extra cavalry, and then let's keep you guys moving up here. Maybe we'll be able to hit Carrick Doom. Go. And Tech Thief, you can just follow along, I guess. Alright, how are we looking? Are you Archaon? No, it's still Villatresca. Why don't you guys kill off that Villatresca? Bring us an Archaon, would you? Grimgor is also back, so it looks like Jishu might have a bit of a rematch with him. And now, you're headed up here. I'm pretty sure the Ogres can't hold Chaos territories. Although, maybe we give them these territories. I'm just out of curiosity. I feel like they won't be able to hold them, but it'll give them something to do, somebody to fight. Alright, fine. Challenge Stone, etc. You're gonna grease us as well. Why the heck not? The Challenge Stone. Wow, 98. Yeah, sure. Declare war in the Creeping Death as well. Challenge Stone and the Dragon's Death, and there was something else, but I don't remember. Floating Mountain. Dragon's Death. And Floating Mountain. I should really make it so you could trade multiple settlements at once. So you could trade like many, well, I guess trading many weak settlements for one small settlement. How's the climate reduction? -3. I don't know if that's the maximum amount. What's it max for us? We get a -1. Oh, so it is a red territory, isn't it? Do we even hold any red territories right now? I think we haven't bothered to take any, which is fine and appropriate. Alright, well, this also means that the EU can continue moving here, and we don't care about the loss of these territories, though I guess the unfortunate aspect of this is if Grimgor actually manages to reclaim them. Anyway, Dingjun, you are headed back through the Bastion, though it'll take you a few turns to get there. And Yuan Bo, you're heading up the river, more or less, or, well, actually, you're heading closer to one of our armies, where you will get your retrofit. Go this way, like so. And then Recruiter Tang. Oh, damn. It's going to take an extra turn to get the Star Dragon. You know what? Maybe we'll have an army follow Yuan Bo afterwards with possibly 2 Star Dragons. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Sorcery. Through me.
Because everything else will be completed next turn. You know what? Just in case, get another fairy in here. And just another temporary one. Let's say.
This moment has been prepared for.
Like so with the Root Marcher, and then you can give everything to Yuan Bo out here somewhere. Beautiful. And it may actually be faster to land. I thought that going down the river would actually speed you up. You would think that traveling downriver would be faster than traveling by land, wouldn't you? But I could be mistaken. Anyway, for those that don't enjoy the administrative aspect, sorry about this, but it is quite necessary. Alright, Jiaoming Fairy, this way please. Miaoying Fairy, this way please. Both of you better not get yourselves killed somehow. I'm laughing, but it would be infuriating. Jishu Fairy, you... Well, it's too late for you not to go through the mountains and warn, so... And that's what you're gonna do. You're just gonna keep defending. You should be renamed to Sentinel as well. Just so I don't keep clicking on you. And Dingjun Fairy, you're heading out to Dingjun, go figure. And who are you, Hongwo? Ah, yes, you're the Flyer Army, which is not going to be ready. Oh, actually, it is going to be ready. And we'll take all of you. Wait, no, I did that wrong. None of you. We'll take all of you.
Celestial wind.
Beautiful. And then you're going to march dance your way all the way up here. And you're going to get your very own Astromancer, and the Flying Army is complete. Where is it going to fight? I don't know. But hopefully it'll find a fight, at least once. Plus I want to see the Sky Junks in action since we haven't really. Then we only have essentially 2 more armies to... Well, 3 more armies. Well, 2, sort of. First of all, the Sentinel Army, which needs at least 1 more Sentinel. It's not going to be nothing but Sentinels, because that might be boring. Yeah, let's go... At least 1... Well, no, maybe we could build the Gunnery Army for you. Alright, let's do Gunnery Army. Meaning, you're going to have, let's say, 2 Sky Lanterns. Not because they're useful, but because I want a couple. Couple Sky Junks as well. Then let's say a couple Grand Cannons, a couple Fire Rain Rockets. Hopefully we have room. Let's get at least, I don't know, 3 Crane Gunners. And then we should get some Iron Hail Gunners. 1, 2, and then assuming that we move the Terracotta Sentinels out of here, we'll have room for either 1 or 2... Oh, no, we need the War Drum in here as well. Might be too many of something. Can we go without with 1 less Crane Gunner? I mean, we have Crane Gunners in so many armies, but they're quite useful. We do have the Lead Belchers in this one, though. Alright, take out 1 Crane Gunner for now and put the War Drum in here, and then we'll see. We'll see what else we have room for. We definitely need an Alchemist with this army as well. Actually, speaking of, you... One of you can join that army. You are inured... Wait, you're an Astromancer. Damn you. You're also an Astromancer, and you are also an Astromancer. Did I not make any more Alchemists? You're fleet of foot. Nah, we can put you in there. Oh, and you're already right beside the... Damn you. Shut up. Alright, let's keep everybody else moving. Sentinels obviously don't need to move, and it looks like another end turn. Where's that end game? Oh, I guess we still have at least a couple more buildings to build. Yeah, alright, game, alright. Shiwu. I guess you're gonna go for the Alchemist Tower, get more capacity, and how's that harmony? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it's fine, so we don't need to build anything else. In theory. Guess we could go for Celestial Dragon Armory, we could go for Fire Rain Silo. Let's go for the Silo. Ultimately, this place will probably never get attacked by anything. Oh, look at that. Southern Sentinels are ready for an upgrade. Very nice. Make it a little bit easier to defend it. And Saber Mountain, I forgot to trade you to the Ogres, which I very well should have done. There you go, Ogres 112. Yeah, these guys love us. Alright, there we go. Well, and now they can hold all the Mountains of Morn. Frankly, they wouldn't be able to hold it against pretty much any enemy, but, you know. Skip, Hero, Caravan, and turn. Alright, and we're 2 tokens away from once again being able to activate our ultimate Matter of State. Though we may actually want to save it up for specifically using it when the endgame scenario arrives. You want a peace treaty? We do not want it. You can keep on fighting us, quote-unquote, and other friendly allies. Friendly allies, you know, as opposed to the unfriendly allies. Well, no, you know what? You can't have unfriendly allies. That's certainly a thing. Allies in name. Hey, Goldtooth now counts as a regional power as well. Hopefully this doesn't mean that these guys start disliking each other. Because we're all very friendly with them. It would be unfortunate if Kislev and Goldtooth got into combat, but at the very least Goldtooth is at war with a ton of factions. Alright, head up here, Greasy. I wonder if you'll be able to take out the plains of Zinbai Jin. Scheme of Doom performed, Sword of Cain claimed. Oh, would have been nice for Yuan Bo to get the Sword of Cain rather than Dragon's Fang. Not that the Dragon's Fang is nice, and hello. Diplomatic relations plus 40 with Goldtooth, because we needed more with them clearly at 790. An Ogre Man-Eater Long in Cathay's employ. Ah, we already had that one.
It shall be effortless.
I'm not reading that again. No need to, I mean. Alright, Jishu, stay up here or keep going up here. Dingjun. A lot of moving around right now, I know.
Lord Magistrate.
Alrighty, and how is Dingjun's ferry? Getting there. Getting there as well. Also, how are we doing up here? Anybody close by? I do see Villatreska moving around, and I don't see Villatreska being stopped at the current time by the Great Orthodoxy, which might make for a nice fight for either one of these two. Let's see. Which one of them? Well, Jiao Ming is closer to this way, so I think we'll send him to Kirik Doom, and then Miao Ying can start moving out this way and maybe heading out towards the war host of the apocalypse. Alright, fantastic. And are you at war? Oh, they are at war with the Cool. Lovely. Greasus, keep moving up north then. And maybe you can actually hold on to the Chaos Wastes. I mean, ogres don't particularly care about chaos mutations, so if nothing else, kind of makes sense. And Yuan Bo, I was gonna have you go around, but we could just have you land here, to be perfectly frank. Yeah, you know what, just do that.
Grant safe passage.
Which also means that we are free to delete you, Fire Rain Rocket. We are free to take all of this, and this, and damn it, this, like so, and trade like so. So the only thing that we might want to replace is the Long Marauders with the Dragon, and then we'll have room for one more, which is another possible Dragon, if we can get the capacity. We also have these guys with names, so I'll do that between the episodes, not super necessary right now. So you stay here until we are ready to delete you. Just to rename, just slightly ascended forms of the same constructs. I mean, 117 armor versus 85 armor, big difference, right? I didn't mean to make that sound sarcastic. Sentinels are good, jamming ferry. Alright, all the ferries. Keep going this way. Hopefully the endgame doesn't activate while the ferries are getting into position. Wouldn't that be a shame? Alright, Sentinels don't need to move. Jishu Ferry, I apparently forgot about you. And Miao Ying Ferry has just moved. The Jade Lion does not need to move. Hongluo, you are an army.
Fate reveals a path.
And I believe that's now it once again. Alright, well then. Let's end the turn, or let's do the buildings and let's end the turn. Hey, for those that do like admin, I'm sure that this episode has been an absolute feast of admin. Oh, what does this do for us? Wins a magic power reserve capacity plus 7 in all armies. Ooh, yeah, that's powerful. Alright, nice. How are we for harmony? We're harmonious here. Yes? No, we're not. Huh? Oh, we're missing one thing. Alright, fine. No problem. We can then simply build one of these. There we go, now we'll be harmonious, and we'll have defenses as well, and be able to build another Celestial Tower, just double checking that there wasn't anything else. And, oh, actually no, we'd want to build one of these instead, my bad. Go you. And then we'll build the Celestial Tower. And the reason I went for that is because we have the commercial district here, because it gives us faction-wide buffs. Alright, Nobler Country, you are a tier 5. Man, I think nearly every place has started its tier 5 upgrades now. And that's it. All right, not a lot of buildings to be building. Vigor loss reduction for Jade units, which frankly we don't use that much more. That much anymore, I should say. I believe there was a terracotta buff. Oh, you know what? Let's get the devastating flanker for Jade Sentinels. All right, and the long... No, you know, let's get the longmaw bridles. There's a lot of useful stuff.
Investment.
Alrighty, and
in the
skip
future.
heroes, caravans, and turn. Alright, let's hope that the Skaven are now close enough for us to fight. I forgot to move this tech thief, but who cares? Great Orthodoxy still doing reasonably well. I mean, just taking a look at their balance of power, the Orthodoxy still was still at least, I don't know, 30%, maybe 25% of our power, which ain't too bad. Most factions are like 1% or something silly. Military access, no. I should also probably take a look at some of the relationships we've got going, but frankly, we've already basically won the diplomacy game, so now we just need to win the game. And get that final victory. Ooh, hello, Clan Ferric, what you doing? Deserters of Cathay destroyed, and aha, it's Buck the Lethal himself. You know what? You too.
Replenish your strength.
Crack the Crow. Archaon is here, damn. Nah, he won't survive. I would be excited at the prospect, but he's gonna get killed by these two armies. Which means I think what I'd rather do instead is have you two stay together. And if you could kill off that Skaven, no, you cannot. Have these two stay together, and if they could attack Bok the Lethal plus a tier 5 settlement, because that's Carrick Dune, which is the capital, we might be able to have a big battle with Miao Yang and Jiao Ming. Probably won't have time for this episode, but nonetheless. I guess stay on Broken Lands as well. Although, do we now maybe want to start... I mean, I'm disinclined to lose the character experience gain. Even though I do want the Nanchang Basin activated. Wait, no, I want the Great Bastion activated? Yeah, this one. Defensive supplies, I don't really care about the Great Bastion threat. And Ancestral Warriors of Cathay and owned regions. This is gonna be able to be reset to 9 turns, so I think we're okay. We'll still be able to reset. Oh, but it won't be able to build. Whatever. Build up. I'm just interrupting my own thought process a million times. And would you look at that? You
The Emperor's
can take 1 Star Dragon at least. Won't be able to get the other one yet, but that's better than nothing. And then let's head you out. To Jarna Grund you go to meet the rest of the dragon siblings, and I'll rename your units between the episodes. These guys can go, as they are now inferior to what we have going. You stay here until you're able to generate another Star Dragon for us. Can you generate... Ooh, we can make stone horns if we want to as well. Damn me if I know what army I'd put them in, though. Frankly, we're kind of running out of armies to put them in. Oh, you know what? We could actually put one of these... Oh, it's not the Harpoon version. It's the inferior version. Inferior. Let's go with... another Star Dragon from you. Beautiful. Alright. And hello. What do we... we're still waiting for the drum. We need an actual lord to tote this army around, and at the same time... No, I'll figure that out. Between the episodes, we are unfortunately running out of time, and I can't for the life of me... Can't for the life of me find a fight here. Which I think may mean that we're better off calling the episode here as... Well... this may not be able to happen next turn. You can reach Carrick Doom. I wonder if Bok the Lethal will run or stay. Should he stay or should he go? Did we have... like, there's been so much admin in this particular episode, I can't remember whether we had a fight at the beginning of the episode. 1 second.
Greater threats upon my boots.
Alrighty, well... They just say there are greater threats upon my boots. That's amazing. Yeah, alright, so we didn't have a battle previously. I went ahead and checked. At the same time, I decided to do all the rest of the admin that remained this turn, whether it be recruitment or buildings or whatnot, so that we can end the turn and head directly into a battle. So let's end the turn and then let's proceed. Hopefully I didn't forget anything, but if I did, well, then I did. Let's see. Buck, please don't move away from Carrick Doom, my friend. Just stay there. And Reichland is attacking Wargrove of Woe. Well, that's quite the shame, but I guess we will be attacking Drake as well, rather than break apart our alliances. Marcus wants a military alliance. No. We're not getting into random wars, just like Reichland randomly and drew us into 2 seconds ago. Alrighty, Buck. Ari is still there. Will he give us a fight? What do we got? He is... Confederation, Golden Order, and Hawkland. Great, we got some research completed. The Savage below as well. Alrighty, so it seems that Buck is unfortunately too far from Carrick Doom. Maybe there is still a full stack in there? Let's find out. Let's hope that there's a full stack in there. I see Akarak the Crow attacking Carrick Vrag as well. There's basically nothing in here. Damn you, game. We could try to go after Akarak. I see that Archaon has survived, but these 2 armies... What the heck is this army? Wow. Serena Catherine, how did you get confederated? You have an army with 6 incarnate elemental of beasts and a bunch of ice guard. This is a fantastic and very tough army. I would actually love to fight this army, but that should definitely be able to defeat whatever Archaon has going for him. I also just want to double check. Okay, good. For a second, I was concerned that Kislev and the Empire would start fighting each other, which wouldn't be great. Anyway, Akarak, you barely have anything, and frankly, Carrick Vlag should be able to defend itself. Oh, Buck. I was really banking on being able to fight you, and Jishu, I think, is too far from the plains of Zinbai Jin.
Sent by our ancestors.
At least without suffering attrition moving towards it. So no rematch with Grimgor, at least not yet. I also see Queek Headtaker moving around. I do have to wonder if he'd be willing to move out of the Misty Mountain and sail down to the Dragon Isles. It's certainly a possibility. Well, how are we supposed to get a fight going? I mean, I guess we could try to sit here and siege. Maybe. Maybe he'd attack us while in the field? It's certainly a possibility. Alright, you know what, Miao Ying, you can't reach Buck. Here's what we'll do. We'll move you this way. Or actually, you know what, we should probably take out Tribe Slaughter. How many territories does Buck have, by the way? He has 3. So we could either take Carrick Doom, or we could chance that Jiao Ming gets attacked, and I'd rather chance him getting attacked. So, let's move out to Tribe Slaughter with Miao Ying. Let's assassinate this guy. Right here, actually from this direction, so we can hopefully get closer and then halt Buck's army. Wound you, good. We have a lot of success rate, so that was always going to work out. Then we'll need to move everybody and then end the turn and then hope that the battle happens. Yuan Bo, please move on. You go in through the Mountains of Morn just like everybody else was. Admiral does not need to move. Sentinel, obviously not. Jiao Ming Ferry. You know where you're going. I'm a little bit wary of moving you right beside Gorth here. Oh wow, this is all attrition-y? Really? I mean, you've already suffered attrition once, I guess you can again. And just stay here, everybody. And wow, these guys still kind of like us. Not a lot, but, you know, still surprising, I should say. Alrighty, Dingjun, are you... Ah, yes, you're finally ready to trade units with this... Oh, actually, we could trade them out here now, but then we'd suffer attrition. Here's what we'll do. We'll put you into a camp stance. Right here. And then we'll trade your units. Finally. Alrighty, so, like so, and then I guess you're moving back around that way to hopefully and be able to do something. And army like so, and then you can take that, and good. And Dingjun Ferry, you have served your purpose, well done. Unless you want to trade some units to one of these armies, do you have anything useful? I mean, the Fire Rain rockets. Can certainly put them in one of these armies. just in case we need to use one of these armies. You don't really need a bunch of compasses like this, and frankly, not having any melee seems kind of dumb, and I know that this army was originally created to... wait, do you have a war drum? You do have a war drum. To defend the walls, but you know what? Let's do this, and then let's do these, and we could put another Grand Cannon in here. Ow! And the jet line, put one jet line in here. I like that. I'm almost tempted to do 2. 3 Jade Warrior crossbows doesn't seem like a crazy amount, but it's a nice balanced army, well, more or less. There we go. Yeah, go for it. And then delete your... Did I screw that up?
Master of...
I did not. Okay, good. And I was hoping not to get a lot more admin, but here we are. Let's move everybody else along, and then let's end the turn. Once again, I'm not going to do build... Well, I guess there's probably only a tiny amount of buildings left, so that actually probably won't matter much. Over much, I should say. Meowing Fairy, you're already approaching. And good. Jishu Fairy, we just moved you. Yuan Bo Fairy is recruiting you. Flying Army. I'm not sure whether we should get you across the mountains of Morn or stay here just in case the... well, there should be a drill opening up nearby. You know what? Stay at Terracotta Graveyard. I'm gonna hope that we don't need to get you over there. Not 100% on it, but you know, it's better to have at least some defenders nearby. And where are you in here? Oh, you're right here. Recruiter Wen, you are done recruiting, which means you can transfer
A suitable
like so. And like so. Fantastic, and then you can move out because your army is completed. The gunnery army is ready to gun things down, and you are going to be our Terracotta Sentinel army. Not nothing but Terracotta Sentinels, mind you, but plenty of them. Like so, take these Terracotta Sentinels, please, and then move back to Nongchang, and then the army will be complete with 6 Terracotta Sentinels, a couple of Incarnate Elementals, and some nice units all around, with one of these guys leading the Lord Magistrate because they have the attribute of Vanguard Deployment, and thus the entire army, including the very slow-moving. Well, actually, 50 is not so bad. Terracotta Sentinels will be able to deploy without having to run a gauntlet of enemy ranged units. Anyway, anything else needs to move? No, let's do buildings, let's end the turn, and then let's hope that baiting those enemies into fighting will have worked out, because this episode sure has run long. Pome, oh, you're literally the only place where we need to build something, and what is it that we need to build? You are harmonious, which means we have defenses, and we can't build anything else. I guess we could do... let's do the Fire Rain Rocket thing. Probably won't matter that much. Or we could, you know what, we built a Fire Rain Rocket thing last time. Let's go for the Celestial Barracks. Anyway, good enough. Let's select a tech. Any tech will do. Well, maybe not a spear tech. Let's do Jade Stance. Skip. Siege equipment. Yes, we're baiting into a fight. Outpost upgrade available. We will not skip. And now we'll end the turn. Come on. Well, let's hope we got what we wanted. Moment of truth, Bok. We purposely left one army that you can ambush. I didn't even put skill points in. You have... Oh! The lizards are finally willing to do this. I guess the problem there is, will they get into a fight with Marcus? And will they get into a fight with... yeah, damn. I wanted this, but there's no longer enough time, enough turns left in the campaign for us to generate allegiance with the lizards. It would just take too long. And while I wanted Coatl and while I wanted Bastillodons with the Reviv crystals, nobody wanted to align with us, or at least no lizards wanted to align with us. And yeah, we could have had a much earlier alliance with Itza, but unfortunately they didn't want it. And why are you kidding me? These guys didn't attack, they ran. Oh, game. Creeping Death. Court of Libaris destroyed? By whom? That's curious. Ironbrow's Expedition, eh? I wonder if these two are gonna get into it now. Draika, ready for duty. A Tech Thief has revived. She walks among us. Another Nukucho's crossbow, which frankly is kind of meh. We can't get to Grimgore.
Test of iron.
And you... wait. You wouldn't be able to reach Pillar of Skulls, would you? if you abandon the siege. You know what? Break siege just for a second. I just want to see if you can reach this. If you can fight both armies. Come on, please.
Alchemist.
No. Damn it. Oh, game, why? Why do you do this? And I cracked the crow was gone, and Archaon's been killed. Why is it that when you want the one time you don't want the AI to be competent is the time that it becomes competent? Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Alrighty, well, auto-resolve this. I don't care if this episode's 2 hours long. We're finding a battle, guys. Somewhere, some way, someday, we will find a battle. Auto-resolve this as well, and I guess take some unnecessary damage. And hey, maybe enough damage like this will force these guys, or at least bait these guys into attacking. And look how hurt ZHAO Ming is, Bok. Come on, you know you want a piece of this. Warhorse, Tech Thief, move up, try to halt Bok the Lethal. I'm disappointed that Archaon was dead, but not surprised. Anyway, Jishu, keep moving northward towards Grimgor. I sincerely doubt that Greasy Boy will be able to handle Grimgor. I feel like Greasa should be as strong as Grimgor is in a fight, just by virtue of the fact that he's so slow. You need to get something for that lord, otherwise he's too weak and disappointing. Alright, let's move everybody else along, at least everybody that needs to. Sentinel Yishi doesn't need to move, the Admiral does not. ZHAO Ming Ferry is good. Dingjun, well, you're starting to travel this way now. It's going to take you a good long while, but, well, let's hope to get the cavalry army in action, though I guess we've seen it in action in a few battles already, not in its final form. Alright, so you're good now. Sentinels don't need to move. Is there another ferry that needs to move? I don't think so. No, doesn't look like it. Alright, so let's move those guys in a second. We shall keep you where you are. Who are you? Alright, you're supposed to grab the rest of the stone army, which you shall do now. Am I forgetting anything? I hope not. Alright, you're good. And now I guess you can move out as well. Go across the Mountains of Morn, and we are done here. Just in case enemies arrive, we should probably build a few units, but I'll do that at some point, maybe between the episodes or whatever, but we've moved everybody as needed. Why did I send you out this way? You should it's probably faster to cross the mountains. Alrighty, Yuan Bo, continue crossing said mountains that I was referring to, and I believe that was it. So buildings another end turn, and please, for the love of everything, game, give us a fight somewhere. Suffering from success here, guys. I really regret auto-resolving the Saber Mountain battle, and yeah, they would have had no chance, but at least we would have had easy access to a fight, and I do like easy access. Clay scrying for the replenishment, and skip, caravan dispatch, and turn. Alright, maybe now? On the bright side, at the very least, this will allow us to get to the end game a little bit faster, and at the same time, it will allow us to and get our armies maxed out by getting the ferries to where they need to be.
I am an immortal dragon.
Alright, Sutra military access now. Stop it. Stop asking. As I see Kairos has not yet been thrown back out of Araby. Too bad for him. Or too bad for everybody around him, I guess. That's kind of the opposite. Alrighty, anybody nearby? Yeah, all of these. Grimgor's Ard Boys destroyed. Oh, for the love of... Well, I can't say I was expecting that, but good job to Greasus, I guess. This also means that Jishu will not be able to fight Grimgor, so I guess she's headed back down. I guess she does have to meet her follower army, not her follower army, her other army. Bok, you should be sitting in the Pillar of Skulls now. And while this seems unnecessary, at least I hope please tell me he's there. Wait, go here. I don't see him. Alright, ZHAO Ming, I would like you to attack the Pillar of Skulls. And I would like Bok the Lethal to be there with a full stack.
A truly weak mind.
Yes, yes, oh, thank you. Now, Pyrrhic Victory. Now, we don't need to do this. We absolutely don't, but we're gonna get both the dragons together. A little bit of a preview for the end game, which should have actually activated. Huh. Oh, I guess it'll activate between turns 90 and 100 at a random time. Alright, now we can level everybody up, but I don't think we're gonna do that, so let's just, let's finally head into the fight. Obviously a decisive victory. Let's see how the two dragons fare together.
They are but flesh, and we are burning iron. Triumph is inevitable.
Alright, it's kind of, they are but flesh and we are burning. Yes, I know you don't mean that literally, Zhao Ming, though perhaps you could at least make a case for yourself in being a burning iron, but I don't think the rest of your warriors are, so, you know. Just keep that in mind, buddy. Anyway, here we go. Miao Ying and Zhao Ming together in one single battle. This is going to be their best show, or their show rather, as best as I can make it. And be a nice little bridge over here. As best as I can be. There were requests for the siblings to get a hug going, so we should try to accomplish that here. Zhao Ming has already transformed, and Miao Ying rather is getting ready to, while her own army moves on to the field. Now, we're going to try our best not to rely too much on our armies here, and thus keep it Zhao Ming's at least back while the dragons go in to do some work. And of course, the dragons should annoy the enemy sufficiently so that they, said enemy will probably move towards the armies, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, here we go. And don't get our three-way hug quite yet, but at least these two together. There we go. Hey, I promised a hug. Anyway, the enemy is getting bombarded, but they're about to get hits from the dragons as well. Although, of course, I'm sure we'll do plenty of damage with our artillery, and we can see the spell work coming in as well. That is Miao Ying's Talons of Night, and I'm not sure that... Oh, there we go, the Dragon Breath from Zhao Ming as well. And I guess one of the problems with keeping the dragons together is that their animations, like those of Tomb Scorpions, tend to carry them very far through the enemy formations, but hey, it's almost like they're herding the rats here, herding them to their doom. Of course, as I said, at this point the enemy has gotten sufficiently annoyed, and they are heading at least towards Miao Ying's army. Is this a good idea? Obviously not, as the ranged units will completely rip those rats apart before they can do anything. And once again, this is not even the final form of this army. I even decided to turn off the artillery pieces from Miao Ying's army in particular, so that the battle would last just a little bit longer, as obviously the enemy has no chance here. No chance at all. Gotta love those fireworks, though. Anyway, dragons, it's your show as I promised, so back to ya. And obviously these two are working together on... there we go, moving together. These two are working on the biggest threats that the enemies have going, which is the rattling guns and the warp fire throwers and Jazales or whatever other range things that they have. And of course, once they're done, Zhao Ming continues also casting his Dragon's Breaths. And once they're done, they'll be headed down to kill Bok Bok the Lethal himself, which I think they're ready to turn and do right now. Hopefully before he gets to our main battle line, or at least Miao Ying's battle line, and then gets ripped apart like the rest of his rats. There we go. They are dropping, well, like rats. Like rats under the ministrations of burning iron, I guess. Anyway, there we go. We found Bok Bok the Lethal, and trapped between a storm and an iron dragon as not a place that you want to be. Though, yes, once again, and I definitely agree with the comments that have mentioned as such, it is a problem with the dragon forms, and that they do have a tendency to knock enemies around. Fortunately, the siblings can transform back into their human forms, and then take Bok Bok out the old-fashioned way. Actually, technically for them, dragon form would technically be the old-fashioned way, wouldn't it? But anyway. Alright, there we go, right in the middle of the action. I'm sure Bok Lethal is in here somewhere. There he is. Kind of hard to spot him as the Warlord rats aren't that much bigger than the rest of them, and these two will use fire and lightning together to bring him down quickly. I'm sure the rest of the enemy army is getting absolutely ripped apart as well. Looks like Bok is down to 30% HP, and in fact, while paying attention to that, it looks like the rest of the enemy army will shatter. The arrows from the Yuan's bows will come in and looking pretty great together with the wall of wind and fire as the rats get absolutely ripped apart. And now all we have to do is chase poor Bok down. The poor Bok, the not so lethal. And the dragons will give chase. I am so happy that the dragons are actually fast enough to chase rats down, because usually the rats are too fast for standard infantry speeds, but at least these guys do move reasonably fast. The question is, who's going to get the kill here? Let's call it a bit of a rat-killing contest between these two. They've both been killing in their dragon forms and casting spells throughout the battle, and then they both went after the enemy lord. Oh, and it looks like Miao Ying will actually be the one to get the kill. But who actually got more kills and did more damage? Find out next time, or actually find out in several seconds. Alrighty, well, let's speed up the rest of that. We don't actually need to chase the enemy down because obviously it's a settlement battle. Let's see how they did and who won the rat killing contest. Alrighty, I think we can all agree that that was completely necessary. Now, in terms of who won the rat-killing competition, friendly rat-killing competition between the siblings, hard to say. On the one hand, Miao Ying, wow, they both got... Man, look at that. 19.6k damage and 19.8k damage. So close, but Zhao Ming got 378 kills, whereas Miao Ying got 343. So, and on the other hand, while Zhao Ming got more kills, Miao Ying got the finishing blow, the final blow on Bok the Lethal. You know what? I'm gonna say 1-to-1. They both did. They tied for this one. We're gonna need Yuan Bo to move with them on Jarna Grund to see who breaks the tie and who wins at last. But anyway, oh, I'm so glad we finally got a battle. It was a hassle getting here. Anyway, we're gonna occupy the place, and the faction will probably be destroyed next episode. I imagine Srick is going to attack the Pillar of Skulls, and we'll besiege it, I guess. Which will mean Zhao Ming won't heal, but it won't matter because we're moving back and trading these territories to the Orthodoxy. Anyway, obviously we are very much out of time. And I'm going to call the episode here. The next time, the end will truly be nigh, because we're going to go through a bunch of turns. In fact, what I might do is, assuming there's probably not going to be a battle until the end game arrives, so what I might do is just run through the next like 10 turns or so that are going to be nothing but admin in between the episodes, so that when we come back there's like 1 turn remaining until the end is nigh. So I'll probably be doing that just to save on a lot of unnecessary screen time, because let's face it, all of our threats are destroyed. We have a ruin barrier and a massive pile of allied factions between us and any enemies, so we're fine. Anyway, stay tuned for next episode, though there's only a few left by the looks of it, depending on how long the end game takes. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.